Hi, this is astronaut Jose M. Hernandez inviting you to the 7th Annual Leadership Summit being organized by the National Association of Latino Healthcare Executives. It's going to be held in Irving, Texas, September 12th and 13th. This year's theme is Empowering Excellence, Uniting Innovation and Impact in Latino Healthcare Leadership. I don't know about you, but I love innovation. And I'll talk a little bit about my story in the area of innovation and healthcare, along with my experiences of how I became an astronaut, and also about the movie that just got released, A Million Miles Away. So hopefully we'll see you there in Irving, Texas, September 12th and 13th. Look forward to being there. Once again, astronaut Jose Hernandez inviting you to this great leadership summit. Be there.
Hi, everyone. Good evening and welcome to this virtual meeting via LinkedIn Live. On behalf of the National Association of Latino Healthcare Executives, also known as NALHE, we thank you for joining us in this conversation, Career Launchpad, Insights from Emerging Leaders. My name is Monica Gardner. I want to open this up by sharing a little bit about myself. I currently hold the role of Associate Vice President of Account Management at Aya Healthcare. With 18 years of experience in the healthcare staffing sector, I strive to make a difference. Coming from a first-generation Colombian American background from New York, family is my priority. Advocating for the next generation of healthcare professionals and working towards increasing access to quality healthcare and resources for our future leaders is my passion. It is a pleasure to be here with you on behalf of NALHE, and I'd like to take a few minutes to share a little bit about our professional association. NALHE was founded in 2005. It's an association of leaders in the healthcare field that are committed to fostering a culture of authenticity. We support diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives and promote diverse perspectives and ideas that provide opportunities for Latinos, Latinas, and multicultural individuals to have a role, a voice, and a seat at the table. NALHE's presence extends across the United States through various chapters. Our membership is growing and is represented by students, beginners, mid to senior level executives, physicians, nurses, and other healthcare and industry professionals. Together, we ensure that we are advancing our mission and creating opportunities for leadership, professional development and advancement, and community engagement. We invite you to join and connect with the NALHE family. We've developed this afternoon's program to offer hope, perspective, inspiration, and wisdom. Our programming would not have been possible without our national sponsors at NALHE. Many thanks to all. I would also like to recognize and thank author Dr. Harvey Castro, whose book Success Reinvention was an integral part of the La Mesa Emerging Leaders program. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation, and thank you again for spending some time with us. Now I'd like to turn it over to Wendy Chang, our moderator for tonight's session.
Thank you, Monica. Hello, everyone. My name is Wendy Chang. I graduated as a La Mesa cohort in 2022 and currently is a La Mesa Bootcamp community lead. I'm an aspiring healthcare leader and have worked in project management and clinical operation field. I'm moderating today's panel, and we're very excited that you guys are here with us today to hear our La Mesa 2024 cohort as they share insight on breaking barriers and crafting legacy in healthcare. I would like to welcome our panel to a virtual stage and have them introduce themselves and share a little bit about their career journey so far. So Reynes Moinedo, can you please introduce yourself?
Absolutely. And good evening, everyone. My name is Reynes Moinedo. My family is originally from Bolivia, but I was born here in the United States and raised the majority of my childhood over there. I'm from Virginia, where I also attended the University of Virginia, and I'm currently pursuing my MHA at Cornell University.
Okay, next, we have Victoria Ortiz.
Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. My name is Victoria Ortiz. My parents are originally from Guanajuato, Mexico, but I was born and raised in the northern suburbs of Chicago. In 2023, I graduated from Case Western Reserve University, and I'm currently pursuing a master's in health administration from the SLUM program at Cornell University.
Next, we have Alex Solis.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Salas. I'm a first-generation college student stemming from a Hispanic family where education wasn't really a forte in my family. I'm originally from El Paso, Texas, where I received my undergraduate degree in biological sciences from UT El Paso. I'm currently a graduate student pursuing my MHA degree from Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas.
Next, we have Yamile Zuniga.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be here tonight, and thank you all for joining us tonight. My name is Jamilet Zuniga, and I am an early careerist, also first-generation daughter to two Mexican immigrant parents. I am currently in my second gap year. I pursued a Bachelor of Science in Public Health and completed a concentration in Health Systems Administration and Policy, and I'm currently a patient navigator at Latinos Contra Cáncer.
Thank you for introducing yourself. We're very excited that you guys are here with us today. As an early careerist, I learned that building mentorship is very important in healthcare for career growth. So how important is mentorship in the early stage of one's career, and how did it impact your professional growth? So Alex, can you speak to that and share your insight, please?
Yes, thank you, Wendy. I think mentorship is very important in the early stages of one's career because a mentor can provide valuable guidance and support, helping mentees navigate the complexities of the profession. And also a mentor can provide advice and/or feedback to help develop the skills you need to excel. I think mentorship can significantly impact professional growth by providing a supportive environment for learning and development as well. From my personal experience, many successful professionals that I've spoken with have attributed their early career advancements to the guidance and wisdom of their mentors.
Definitely agree with a lot of what Alex mentioned. I believe mentorship is also crucial and has a direct impact on your career trajectory. An example of this was when I was graduating the University of Virginia. I knew I wanted to pursue hospital administration, but thought that the best route in doing so was to pursue my MPH, continuing at UVA. But after speaking to my now mentor, he let me know that for my specific interests, I would need to pursue my MHA. This was the first conversation I had with him, and now he's one of my greatest mentors. He has 20 plus years of hospital experience in the C-suite, so I pay a lot of attention to his advice, and it's definitely paid off.
Yeah, I also really just want to echo everything that Alex and Reynes have both said on the importance that mentorship has had in my career. For me specifically, I've had a lot of informal mentors through various programs and with my bosses and preceptors. And if I felt that we had a strong connection or could sense a strong relationship building, I would typically just keep them updated with my career and accomplishments along the way. So for example, when I graduated undergrad, I sent emails or handwritten letters to thank them for their support, and helping them get me where I am today. And being able to foster these relationships has been really great for asking for letters of recommendation and professional advice as well.
So thank you, Victoria. I totally agree that mentorship is very important. So thanks for sharing those tips. So as early careers, there are several skills that is crucial for career growth. Which skill do you believe are crucial for early careers to focus on developing? Victoria, can you speak on that, please?
Absolutely. I would tell early careerists to really hone in and develop on what one would consider their soft skills. Specifically, I'd focus on interpersonal skills, and that's really just the ability to interact with people both verbally and non-verbally in order to build strong relationships with your bosses, the administrative staff that you're working with, and even your colleagues. I'd say that this is very crucial because it applies both in an in-office setting and when you're out networking with others. I'd say for me that my interpersonal skills have been super applicable and knowing when to code switch and talk about things outside of work as well, so that people can know me for my personality, because at the end of the day, you do want to be someone that people can work with.
Thank you, Victoria, for sharing. In addition to soft skills, I do think that technical skills are truly important, especially because they may be needed or required in some healthcare roles. And so through my role and also through the NALHE Mesa program, I've understood that I don't need to wait for a graduate program or even wait for a certification to learn these skills. You can take the time to learn it on YouTube or Coursera. And so I encourage everyone tonight, whether you're a beginner or advanced, to try and learn a skill. Go on YouTube, go on Coursera, and challenge yourself, because as we also know it, technology is always evolving. So putting yourself out there really makes a big difference also, because if you're waiting for the opportunities to come, usually it's not the way that it works. So you have to really, if you want something, go for it.
Thank you, Yamilet. I agree that soft skill and technical skill are very crucial for career growth. So next question we have is, what advice do you have for early careers on finding the right job opportunity and standing out during the job application and interview process? So Rainus, can you give us your thought on this?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the advice I have for early careerists for job opportunities would be preparation. And by preparation, I don't only mean being well versed in the organization's initiatives, values, or mission, but more so speaking to individuals what you're looking at. So specifically for myself, I wanted to have a healthcare consulting experience before I graduated, and I would consistently reach out to alumni from my school who would work with those organizations. And a couple of times after having like a 30-minute, 20-minute conversation with them, they themselves offered to give me a referral. So I'm not saying to expect this necessarily, but instead have that genuine desire to connect and learn from the individuals, their experiences, and just thank them for taking their time. And at the end of that, they'll at least know your name. And if it comes down to it, put in a good word.
Thank you, Rainus. My advice would be to remain patient with yourself. I understand that sometimes it can be challenging, especially when you have peers that may be ahead of you. I say this because I was here a few months ago, but remaining faithful in yourself and in your capabilities and knowing what you bring to La Mesa is truly, I believe, the essentials that you need really to succeed and get ahead in the game. And also, like, if you have a support system, that really is an added bonus. So I also think that reflecting on your why makes a big difference. Remembering why you're doing what you're doing when times get tough, and only you know yourself best. So trust yourself, give yourself some grace, and trust that the right opportunity will come at the right time. And also, I want to share this quote with you that I heard and that I truly think you can apply it, and it's you are the architecture of your career journey. So design it. And the way I like to think of this is for you to gather the tools necessary, whether that's seeking mock interviews, practicing, requesting resume feedback, or even identifying mentors that can help you and guide you in the process. It truly makes a big difference, and also showing up authentically in every phase of the job process. It truly makes a difference in your confidence level.
Thank you, Yamilet. I agree that utilizing LinkedIn to reach out to people to learn more about their position can help for job search. As we speak a lot of professional side, but taking care of mental health is important as well. So the next question we have is, how do you manage work-life balance while striving for career advancements? Yamilet, can you provide your perspective on this, please?
Yes, absolutely. So for me, I work at Latinas Contra Cancer. It's a nonprofit organization of diverse Latinas. We're all Latinas. And so I feel like that gives me a bit of an advantage, or at least a better understanding communication with my supervisors and my team members in terms of like the challenges that we encounter in the workplace, but also outside the workplace. Just being Latinas and understanding the challenges that we experience as a community. Aside of that, our organization is also working on doing wellness days, and that's an opportunity for us to debrief with our day-to-day job. And so that is how I work balance, and also outside of my home environment or like workplace. I am like the eldest daughter, and I oversee after my father, and also I have a sister, younger sister. So oftentimes I have to make sure that there is food on the table. And so my way of really disconnecting from all of that is really planning a trip, a getaway, whether it's nature or also it could be as simple as watching Netflix or going to local events.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you, Yamilet. Managing work-life balance can be challenging at times, but I think it is essential for long-term well-being and success. Some ways that we can manage work-life balance is by setting and clearly defining your personal and professional priorities. Understand what is most important to you, and allocate your time and energy accordingly, and also possibly setting clear boundaries between work and personal life as well. This might involve setting specific work hours and sticking to them, as well as designating certain times for family, hobbies, and relaxation as well. For me personally, that can consist of going to the gym, taking a relaxing walk, or even something as simple as watching Netflix as well.
Yeah, I'd also like to say that in a similar sense, as a first generation student, my parents were always really telling me to jump at every opportunity that came my way. which I did, but there came a certain point where it became slightly exhausting because of all the extracurriculars that were on top of school. But as I've gotten older, similar to Alex and Yamilet, I've had to be a lot more protective in balancing my time and leaving time for myself to indulge in the things that personally make me happy. So that's all to say that the way that I've been doing this is by having strong time management skills. And I find that this works best by time blocking my days with classes, extracurriculars, and then something in relation to self-care.
Thank you, Victoria. So the next question we have is, can you share an example of how a diverse, inclusive environment possibly impact your career experience? Victoria, can you please share about that?
Absolutely. So recently I started a year-long internship for the Medical Organization for Latino Advancement, or MOLA for short. And the goal of this organization is to help increase Latino, Hispanic, or Spanish-speaking, as we call it, identifying individuals into the healthcare space. It's been a diverse experience because all the people that I get to interact with, not just because we're from different ethnic backgrounds, but intellectually as well, because I get to work with physicians, PAs, whatever the case may be. And I'd say that being a part of MOLA has positively impacted my career because I can relate so much to people, but I also have so much to learn from the wealth of experiences that the individuals that I work with have.
Definitely agree with everything Victoria said. A different point I had is I also view diversity as the differences and similarities you have with the people you're working with. So not only viewing or looking or finding commonalities between individuals who look like you or come from similar backgrounds, but also finding commonalities through other factors such as like geographically, for example. In one of my past internships, I had just met a director and the conversation was very surface level until he asked where I was from. And once I shared I was from Virginia, he shared he was from North Carolina, and his face kind of lit up, kind of just bonding over the Southern commonalities that you may have. And he offered to be a support system throughout the summer for the rest of that internship. So things like that, just keeping that open mind.
Thank you, Reynes. I agree that commonality can bond a relationship. So the next question we have is, if you could go back and give advice to your younger self when starting a career, what would it be? So Reynes, we would appreciate hearing your input on this.
Oh, absolutely. To go along with my earlier point, I see a lot of value from reaching out to alumni from your school. I think if I would have done this more in my early years of undergrad, I could have gained even more valuable experiences. Not saying that I'd be ahead per se, but more so if I knew I wanted to go into hospital operations at that point. In my first year of undergrad, I would have had more opportunities to kind of see different aspects within. So within hospital operations, I could have had the opportunity to try a finance-focused one or a revenue cycle one, or just exploring different service lines. So talking to people also just deepens your interest and hopefully sparks more new opportunities.
Thank you, Reynes. I absolutely agree. For me, I was more of a shy person when I was growing up. So I considered myself to be perfect, wanted to get everything perfectly done, introverted as well. I would always overthink. So my advice for me as a younger person would be to don't let the fear of failure stop you from any opportunities. If you're not ready, just do it. The more you do it and the more practice you do, you'll get more confident in. But also important to note that failure is a part of the process and it helps you grow as you move on in your career process you can apply that even personally or professionally. So getting out of your comfort zone, it helps you as well to embrace any challenges that you encounter. And it helps you become much wiser as well as you move forward in your career journey.
Yeah, I agree with all the advice that Reynes and Yamilet gave us. I couldn't agree more. And for me, coming from a Hispanic family and being a first-generation college student where education wasn't really a forte for my family, navigating those educational challenges were hard at first. I would have conversations with people, but I wouldn't be open to the input, and I would lean back rather than lean forward, not knowing how generous people can be in helping you solve problems. So if I could go back to my younger self and give myself advice, it would be to always seek feedback from mentors and have the courage to ask for help when needed. And also learn from the constructive feedback given to you as well. Always be resilient and know that setbacks and failures are part of the journey, and it is what makes us stronger in the end.
Thank you, Alex. I definitely agree for everyone said that mistake and failure are part of the journey. So as we progress in our careers, there are some risks we're taking in early stage of career. So how can early careers evaluate these risks and overcome the fear of failure to embrace new challenges? Alex, could you provide your perspective on this, please?
Yeah, I think that overcoming fear of failure and embracing new challenges is crucial for personal and professional growth. One way to overcome this is by shifting your perspective on failure. See it as a learning opportunity rather than a setback, and understand that failure is part of the growth process. Also, embrace a growth mindset and seek support. Surround yourself with colleagues, mentors who provide encouragement and guidance. I think that sometimes sharing your fears and seeking advice can help you feel less isolated and more empowered. I like to always think to treat myself with the same compassion I would offer a friend or a colleague.
Did a lot of what Alex said. I think some of the risks I've taken have been geographically moving for more school and internships. I'm a firm believer that growth happens when you're outside of your comfort zone, and being able to be geographically flexible helps you grow more personally by adapting to new settings. But I think it also gives you opportunities to health systems you otherwise wouldn't have been exposed to. So people will ask you about how XYZ health system dealt with this certain scenario or experience. So it gives you a unique perspective that you'll be able to carry throughout your career, I think. And in terms of evaluation for myself, I'm very close to my family, so I knew I'd be away for longer periods of time, but I knew these opportunities were only to come across at this point in my life. So I decided to take them, but also definitely found ways to continue my relationship with my family, like planning more visits or having more frequent calls or FaceTimes, just really working and trying to find solutions around it.
Thank you both for sharing. So to add to that, this year I actually took a bold risk of moving from New Jersey to California, leaving everything behind for a job opportunity that I didn't know what the outcome would be. And even then, I don't think I would have known if I didn't took the chance on myself. So I would say getting yourself out there, calculating and analyzing the situation. Really, because honestly, I wouldn't have been able to do this if my father wasn't living here. It would have just been unrealistic, like the cost of living, doing it all on my own. So I'm just super grateful that my dad was here. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to make this move. And also, this job that I have now, it was an opportunity to get me in the healthcare field. I work for a nonprofit working with Latinos contra Cancer, but I have opportunities to get involved within like the healthcare admin side of things. So I would say, yeah, analyze the situation and do it mindfully.
Thank you everyone for all of your insight and advice. All of you have made such a great impact in healthcare. Now I would like to welcome Elizabeth Godinez for a Q&A section.
Hello, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Golinas. I'm proud to serve as lead project manager at Vizient Inc. on the Solution Launch Strategy team. And I'm also have the honor of being the lead chair for the 2024 NALHE Mesa Emerging Leaders Program. I hold a master's degree in healthcare administration from Texas Women's University, and I'm certified in project management professional through the Project Management Institute. Now we have some questions in our chat from our audience. First one is, are there any specific certifications or courses that any of you recommend for early careerists to help with their resume? And I think, Yamile, I think someone asked this question for you. I think you had mentioned doing that continuous learning, looking at LinkedIn, YouTube, or I think you said Coursera. Can you talk a little bit about what kind of certifications you have seen?
So the first one I can speak on is the Lean Six Sigma that we were able to do through the NALHE program, the NALHE Mesa. It really has taken a step forward in like the direction that I want to go, get data analyzing, taking more control of projects. I honestly haven't had an opportunity to use it in my day-to-day job, but I feel like it would serve me as I pursue other career opportunities. In the moment, I am working within my role. I work pursuing a community health work certification, and that is more person-centered. So working with families, those are the essential skills that are needed. So if you feel like you I would say analyze as well, like what are you looking to grow in? Like what do you need? Are you needing more technical skills or soft skills? For me, both of them are truly essential for me. Also, in the past I've done Coursera more related to COVID, but that was like 2 years ago. I have seen several roles as well with like data, Excel. What else? Yeah, I think that's all I can think of at the moment. It really depends. I've seen opportunities as well, like free opportunities, like the one I'm taking right now through the community. So not necessarily everything you have to pay for. You can definitely find the opportunities, just that takes some digging.
Thank you, Yamilet. And yes, the La Mesa Emerging Leaders Program offers the yellow and green belt certification for Lean Six Sigma, which is a process improvement certification. So if you're looking for a career that can help you lead projects and just evaluate them differently and see if the organization is being efficient, we definitely recommend the Lean Six Sigma certification. The second question that we have from our audience, what do you think is the biggest challenge that you face as an early careerist? And I'll start with Wendy. What will bring you to the stage?
I would say the early careers is like networking, because that's something that the school didn't taught us. So I think networking is like this year, the conference for NALHE La Mesa in Irving, Texas. That's a great opportunity for practice networking skills. So I think just like what we mentioned, like just go for it and say yes to the opportunities.
I can add a little bit to that as well. And kind of piggybacking on Wendy's point is when you are beginning and launching your career, you're not going to have that foundation of your network, which is really, really critical to your future development and really where your career journey goes based on your industry contacts. So I would say it's really important to build that foundation, because that foundation will carry you to your next role.
Thank you, Monica and Wendy. And for our next question, I know some of us or some of you are still in your healthcare program and are still preparing for your early career in the healthcare industry. But I guess, is there any advice that your mentors have shared with you as you prepare for either your last semester of school and get ready to start applying, or even for your fellowship applications? Was there any advice that either your school or your mentorship network shared with you? Alex, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I think it's just being confident in yourself when you're applying and once you're interviewing as well. And once you're in the workplace, I think just having that confidence, finding that mentor that can guide you and lead you along the way, and also taking initiative in projects as well. Try to say yes to everything that you can possibly do, and just take the bull by the horns and go along with the ride.
Yeah, to a lot of what Alex mentioned, I think in terms of on the actual experience side of things, I've heard countless amount of times that you can never ask too many questions. So making sure you're familiar and confident in what you will be doing in the next project or your initiatives. And then beyond that, I also heard this one time, and I never let it go, it was you don't necessarily have to know everything that you're doing. You just have to be able to bring together a team that can facilitate and overarchingly see the project through. So just keeping those things in mind will help you move everything forward.
Thank you. Excellent advice. And then for our last question before we end with our closer about why you applied for La Mesa, what trends in the healthcare industry are you most excited about, and how do you see them affecting your career? So I know there's a lot in the news and a lot that we learned through school. So is there anything that you were excited to learn more about? And I'll start with Victoria.
I think AI has been something that's been really buzzing for a really long time now. And so for me, I'm really interested to see how that's going to play out in the healthcare field. I definitely do think that there are a lot of implications to AI that we also have to consider in terms of like the legal side of things as well. But even in the healthcare system that I was working at this summer, they're starting to pilot a lot of programs, and I'm really excited to see how that's gonna develop throughout the years.
Thank you, Victoria. Monica, is there anything that you're noticing trending in the healthcare industry?
I too was going to mention AI and really how that's going to impact healthcare workers. And I'm super excited about it, but also meeting it with some level of trepidation. In our conferences, in our recent conferences, I've heard a lot about virtual nursing and how hospitals are implementing virtual nursing planning. And I am excited to hear about how that's going. It's giving nurses a different setting to do their craft, or healthcare workers in general. And it creates a flexibility that didn't exist previously. And I'm just really exciting to see and witness the evolution that's in front of us.
Yes, thank you. I know at Vizient, we have been working on some AI projects just to help with data operations, helping organizations understand what their trends are right now and how they're going to be in the future, and how we can use AI to help determine our strategy. And then for our last question, this one goes out to all of you. What inspired you to apply to La Mesa, and what is the most important takeaway for you? And then what are the benefits of La Mesa? And so we'll start with Reynes.
Absolutely. A friend actually let me know about La Mesa and the program. And when I just did more research and learning more about the program, I was drawn to the mentorship aspect it provided, as well as the connections I saw it had with prominent health systems. And not only do I think La Mesa provides you with resources to navigate your early career, but it also provides you with a network that's your La Mesa peers. And I feel that it'll be a lifelong support system now, 5, and hopefully even 10 years from now.
Yeah, I definitely echoed that. As someone who hasn't worked full time yet, I was inspired to join La Mesa to really learn from the professionals here, whether that's La Mesa staff or just the peers in my cohort. Through our book clubs, it's been really eye opening to understand how others have navigated certain challenges and have achieved success, which I know I can definitely apply and will be valuable in my own career. In regards to the benefits, similar to Reynes, I've loved the mentorship program. My mentor and I have set up weekly meetings, and we can discuss topics anywhere from being a woman in the workforce, or even just advice for fellowship applications. So that's been really great.
Yeah, I echo what both of you guys said. What inspired me to join La Mesa was the cohort structured mentorship program with like-minded individuals where we can share experiences, exchange knowledge, and make connections as well. Also, having speakers come and speak with us about leadership, among other subjects, also made me apply to La Mesa leadership program as well. Some of the benefits of La Mesa is that it will help you develop skills in diversity, equity, and inclusion, how to navigate difficult conversations, to how to develop interview skills as well. You will get to join a book club as well, where you meet every other week and talk about the book in private sessions as well.
Thank you all for sharing. So what inspired me to apply for the NALHE La Mesa was a former president of the New York chapter, Melissa Molina, who I initially reached out for in hopes to join the committee board, but she also talked to me about the program. So that's how I ended up applying. And so I'm so thankful that I'm here today. The mentorship component of the program and also the book club has been truly impactful. I also want to give thanks to my mentor, Cesar Rivas, who has helped me tremendously in my growth. Also, like, I have narrowing down to my focus. Like, I would love to do everything. I just want to try everything in the healthcare field. So many interests, but he has helped me develop like a plan, really putting my priorities, like what do I want to do long term. So also reflecting on my why. So I am so thankful for NALHE La Mesa and encourage anyone who would love to gain more exposure to healthcare or leadership to apply.
Thank you all. It's so wonderful to hear. That's exactly why our founders, Lori Thibodeau and Jackie Cifuentes, created the La Mesa program, is to provide a network for early careerists so that they can gain these skills that are maybe not taught in undergrad and grad school, maybe things that you have to kind of learn as you go in the healthcare industry. So they thought, well, what can we provide now for early careerists as they are in their career journey? And so thank you, all of you, for your answers, and thank you to our audience for your questions. I'm going to hand it back over to Monica Gartner for announcements.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And I apologize to everyone. It seems like I'm in the dark here, so I apologize for my lighting. I just want to remind everyone of some really important announcements as we wrap. First, we're thrilled to announce that the NALHE 7th Annual Leadership Summit in Irving, Texas, which is taking place September 11th through the 13th, is officially sold out. If you weren't able to secure a spot, we look forward to welcoming you to our 2025 Leadership Summit taking place in San Antonio, Texas. In the meantime, please be sure to follow NALHE on LinkedIn or sign up to become a member for additional updates and details. If you'd like any additional information regarding the La Mesa Emerging Leaders Program, please reference the link that we're dropping in the chat. And finally, I'd like to thank our moderators, panelists, and audience for participating in the 4th Annual La Mesa Emerging Leaders Panel. Congratulations to all of our panelists for successfully completing the La Mesa program. Wishing everyone a great evening and thanking you all for your engagement and participation today.